There was a nigga who will sit right there with you and knowing goddamn well that shit is garbage as hell.
And we'll sit up there and kiss your ass.
I'm gonna sit up there and I'm gonna pump that shit out, nigga. When a nigga go out, what you think? Oh, my nigga, that shit hard as a motherfucker. Nigga, that's it right there.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.
That's for real.
I got a question that relates to that. Mm-hmm. Like, I recently saw a clip of Kanye West on stage with Ty Dolla $ign and his daughter. His daughter got a song coming out. It sounds good. Actually, I'm looking forward to hearing the song. But we know there's rappers out there that have kids that are rapping, and we know deep inside they have no business rapping. Are we scared to say that the music is not good out of respect to the parent?
I'll let Eiht answer that one. I'll let you go first, brother.
And I don't speak on people's kids, whatever, but just in that sense, you got a lot of niggas who are nut swingers. You get me? I'm just keep it real. You got a lot of niggas who are entourage affiliated or wannabes or whatever, and a lot of niggas don't have the courage or the nuts to say, man, that shit really don't, I don't think, niggas are scared to voice their opinions for what they might, or a nigga might not let me backstage no more, or a nigga might not, take me on tour no more, or a nigga might not be my friend and cut me off on Twitter or not follow me anymore or do anything. That's the nature of what's become in what niggas feel like they can't voice their opinion. Like, nigga, it's just my opinion from what I'm thinking. And no disrespect to your kid, your homeboy, even you in a sense. You get me? There was a nigga who will sit right there with you and knowing goddamn well that shit is garbage as hell.
And we'll sit up there and kiss your ass.
I'm gonna sit up there and I'm gonna pump that shit out, nigga. When a nigga go out, what you think? Oh, my nigga, that shit hard as a motherfucker. Nigga, that's it right there.
And then you know where it started at, though? Hey, it started at home. As a parent, if my son, what's funny is my son, he had some rap songs. He hang out with some little young rappers that's kind of popping, right?
Right.
And he's doing, this football is his thing for sure. You know what I mean? That's his thing. But he's always rapped on the side and did his little thing. So he was telling me he had a song, right? But he was scared to let me hear it. Because he knows I'm going to keep it all the way 100. I'm going to tell him, man, that shit is garbage. You got to be, if you love somebody, you have to be truthful, right?
Of course.
He's not a little kid no more to where, your little kid draw some shit that look like Scribble Scrabble and you tell him, oh, that's cute, and you hang it up on the refrigerator.
Right.
I would tell my kids if something was garbage. Now, the song he played for me actually happened to be decent. But I told him, I was just like, man, you know what? That's tight, man, and everything, but there ain't no money in this shit. You making more money doing what you're doing now.
You having a kid and having sons, this is something I've been asked a few times as far as your kids or whatever is concerned, or your people, whatever. You growing up took a different walk of life. Mm-hmm. So you coming up, having kids, is it your duty to not subject your kids to what you went through if it's possible?
Oh, if it's possible, 100%. I think we both have tried to make our children's life easier, but now I'm going to tell you this now.
Did Chris ever, or any of your sons, did they ever go through a stage to where they felt like they wanted to go backwards than where you were?
Oh,
as far as established
definitely.
as, I'm a decent man now, I'm not selling dope, I'm not on the block. Mm-hmm. Did they go through that situation of feeling like, I want to be that, though?
You know what? Now, my sons never went through the extreme, especially my oldest son. My oldest son has always been squeaky clean.
Okay.
My daughter, all of my kids have been squeaky clean, But my middle son and my daughter, they had a tendency to want to hang around more of the hood people. And I think that's because, you know, when Christopher started playing ball, I didn't want him playing ball where we live at. I didn't want him playing. If I had to do all over again, I'd have took his ass to Orange County to play somewhere. He wouldn't be hanging out with none of them dudes. Not that I don't love them kids. I love them kids, right? But they kind of leaned a little bit toward the, you know, the dudes that was banging and doing their thing or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? That's just who they hung out with.
Of a kid playing in Orange County if he's playing in Compton or Paramount or Long Beach or LA.
And I wanted him around those kids because they had an edge to him. I didn't want him playing with no weenies. You feel what I mean? Because the first year we played in Downey, man, and when I tell you, man, them kids was soft as medicated cotton, man. Soft as medicated cotton. I said, this the last year we do this. But me knowing what I know now, I don't think it would have made a difference who he would have played with. He probably still turned out to be who he was because he was pretty dominant then. He probably would have been dominant over there. And, you know, come to find out, Orange County has some pretty good players. You know, they have some really good players, man. And I think you have to, I don't think you can hide your kids from what's going on out in the streets, though.
Right.
I think you got to be very realistic about it. The one thing I am glad about, though, is that all my kids are prepared and they know how to handle themselves in any situation. You feel what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, my God, if they go to the hood or whatever, they get scared. You feel what I'm saying? But
why do you think privileged kids want to go backwards and be?
They want excitement, man. They think they're missing something. What I've discovered as a parent, the more you hide something from your kids, the more they go want to do it. Think about it like that. That's way more, it looks exciting because, you know, you listen to these bull-ass rap songs and you listen to all this, it sounds fun, it sounds glamorous until your ass is actually in the mix of that shit. And then you be wishing you was back in them suburbs.
Yeah, it puzzles me the...
Does your son ever want to f around on that wild side?
I mean, I did the same, you know. I've seen homies whose sons or kids had to basically follow in their footsteps because of the neighborhood code. You know, some kids just do that from day one. Oh, my dad was from so-and-so, so I'm automatically just start claiming I'm from so-and-so. I think because Karan grew up in a different area, he never was subject to going to, you know, he didn't have to go to those, you know, those elementaries and junior highs and, you know, and like I said, I came from that, so it wasn't that, it was fine to me, because that's what I grew up in. But knowing what I went through as a kid or teenager, I don't think I wanted to subject a young man to that. You get me? Knowing the walks of that you gotta go through growing up in the hood. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Karan didn't have to see none of that, but he knew I participated in the he saw the movies, and he was a kid who, parents who grew up in Compton. So he took trips to Compton every weekend, and he was able to see, oh, this niggas gang banging and it niggas be shooting and drive-bying, and, you know, he saw the cars passing by and the niggas with the crazy looks and the hand signals and shit. So I think that made him go, oh, I don't want to do that.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.